About to go live. Hello, hello, hello. We are on day two. We are on day two of the Sip and Serve series. Oh my gosh, if you missed day one, you just missed it. I believe that the replay is still up for day one. The replay is still up for day one. So make sure that you guys go and grab that. Make sure that you go and grab that. Yesterday, we talked about how to get your beverage brand into summer gift guides. We talked about why gift guides are important for you and your consumer base. We talked about the importance of publicity and how it can help your beverage brand leave a legacy in the industry. Okay. We talked about how it can help your beverage brand leave a legacy in the industry. And today we are going to be talking about 5 ways for you to get publicity for your beverage brand. We're going to talk about 5 ways for you to get publicity for your beverage brand. So let me just share my screen. Okay. And then we're going to present. So as you can see, this Sip and Serve live series, getting publicity for your beverage brand, one bottle at a time. We have an entire lineup for you guys. You do not want to miss a day, and you want to make sure that you stay until the end. Tomorrow, we're going to be talking about why every beverage brand needs publicity now, which is super, super important. Friday, we're excited about it. We have a Sip and Serve nightcap Q&A, so you do not want to miss that. You want to make sure that you join. You want to make sure that you join. Then on Monday, we're going to be talking about how you can measure the success of publicity for your beverage brand. And we're also going to share 3 ways on Tuesday that you can have a profitable launch. Okay. So again, make sure that you stay all the way live, all the way tuned in to this series. Okay. Now, a little bit about, making sure that you know that you are in the building, that you are in the space and the right place. My name is Lindsay Walker. I run Walker and Associates Media Group. We are a publicity agency and firm that specializes in working with brands in the beverage and the lifestyle industry. To date, over the past 10 years, we've served over 200 brands, helping them to garner regional and national placements in everywhere from the New York Times, Forbes, Black Enterprise, Essence, so on and so forth, with our campaigns, resulting in over 150 million media impressions and counting. Okay. So again, our clients have been seen everywhere from Essence to the New York Times, Forbes, Black Enterprise, you name it, we pretty much have had a client there. Now, our goal within this series is for you to become a household name. Every day this week, we are giving you tips. We are giving you strategies on how you can get your bottles, how you can get yourself out there and become established as an authority in the marketplace. Okay. We want to help you to amplify your voice just like we do with our clients so that you can reach your dreams. One bottle release, one launch at a time. Now, we do have an offer that we will be sharing with you at the end of this, and we have 5 spots available for that. So make sure that you stay tuned. And just a little bit, our team is going to be dropping those links. But for now, let's get into today. Let's get into today. Why you need publicity. Okay. Publicity is vital. It's absolutely vital to the success and the survival of your beverage brand. Okay. It builds credibility for your products and visibility, right? Leading to the trust and the sales of your customers. So the more that you are seen, the more that people know you, the more that you are seen, the more that people get to know you, the more that you are seen, the more that people know, like, and trust you and what it is that you bring to the table. This is why a consistent publicity strategy is important for you and your brand. It's not enough for you to just say, oh, I've gotten featured, I get organic features. That's great. But what's the proactive strategy that you are consistently taking so that you can get in front of your consumers? What's the strategy that you are taking so that you become the household name, so that people say, you know what? I know and I heard about this beverage, and I heard how they got started, and I heard the challenges that they faced and overcame. That's why you need publicity. You need to create champions. And I get so excited about this. I am getting ahead. So let's dive right into tip number one. We're talking about 5 ways for you to get publicity for your beverage brand. Okay. Number one, share your story. Okay. Share your story. People need to get to know you so that they can learn to love what it is that you produce, right? You've spent time, you've spent funding, you've spent so many different resources making sure that you have gotten your beverage to the perfect ingredient, the perfect recipe, the perfect it thing, right? Now it's time for you to share that. Now it's time for you to share what is it that said, you know what? I'm going to keep going in this thing. What is it that made you say that this is the beverage that needs to be on the market? People may have a similar product, but they do not have your story. Right? So you can't be afraid to share the real story. You can't be afraid to share how you continue to push through in this industry. Most of you, right, or minorities, most of you are men and women of color. There are so many things and so many reasons why you need to make sure that you are in the forefront. You need to make sure that you are the face of your brand. I'm not saying you need to be on the bottle. Okay. What I am saying is that you are the champion of your business. You are the champion of your beverage brand. People love a champion story, and your story deserves to be told. Told to bloggers and editors. Okay. It needs to be told to those in your local market. It needs to be told in each and every market that you want your bottles to be in, and in each and every area that you are currently in right now. People will not be able to buy from you unless they know that you exist. Okay. So number one, to get publicity, share your story. Okay. Share your story. Number two, exclusive product reviews, giving journalists and editors the inside scoop on your bottles and beverages before. Y'all type, if you're with me, type a before in the comments just so that I know y'all are tracking with me. Before it is released to the public. This is going to add excitement. This is going to add anticipation and engagement for your sale, for your drop. Why is this necessary? We talked about this yesterday when we were talking about gift cards. It's because people are constantly making buying decisions. You want to make sure that your brand is in the forefront. You want to make sure that you're giving exclusive product reviews. Now, I know some of you are thinking, I'm not going to give my entire bottle away. That's correct. I'm not expecting for you to give your entire bottle away, right? Do mini samples, do mini bottles, get selective. Right? This says exclusive product reviews. So you're not just taking reviews from here, there, and everywhere. You are exclusive with it. You're identifying, for those of you that missed yesterday, I'll do a quick recap. You're identifying the outlets, the 5 to 10 outlets that you know what, that are going to move the needle. That you can say, you know what, I think that Rob Report's going to move the needle. I think that Garden and Gun's going to move the needle for me. I think that, the New York Times is going to be selective in who you choose to do your reviews with. Be selective. Okay. Be selective. Be selective. Number three, you want to make sure for you to get publicity for your brand, The number three way is influencer partnerships. Okay. Partnering with influencers who can promote your brand and gain exposure to their followers. You want them to be able to gain exposure and share your product with their following. So this could be a celebrity who may enjoy your particular beverage of choice. Reach out to them and their representation to test and try the drinks, right? If they love it, invite them to become a part of your ambassador campaign. Invite them to post on social media. Invite them to host an activation or an event in your area. These are going to be the things and the ways that you can get publicity for your brand, right? Influencer partnerships, sharing your story, promoting the bottles, giving exclusive product reviews. These are some ways that you can get consistent publicity over and over and over again. Okay. The number four way, events and tastings, right? Events and tastings. Hosting tastings, events, and workshops, they're going to increase your brand recognition and allow potential customers to not only try your product, but you're giving them an experience with you. You're giving them an experience on what it looks like to have your brand in their collection, right? To have your bottles in their collection, to have your beverages a part of their household. People are looking for they're looking for new products. They're looking for new drinks. They're looking for new things to try, right? They're looking for these things. They are looking for these things. So you have to make sure that you are actively doing things that are going to move the needle forward in your business, doing things that are going to make your beverage brand stand out. If you're just now tuning in, welcome. We're talking about 5 ways for you to get publicity for your beverage brand. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're doing events and tastings. You want to make sure that you are sharing your story. I cannot tell you how many times, right? People often miss the mark on getting featured. They often miss the mark because they're afraid to share their stories. They're afraid to become the champions of their business. They're afraid to be seen in a certain light. You want to build trust. You are the authority already because you showed up and you created this amazing bottle. You created this amazing beverage brand. You created this amazing product. That already makes you an authority, right? Even if you've worked in corporate and you decide to branch on your own, that makes you an authority. You have experience and you have expertise, and people need to know that. They need to know, what are 5 ways that your beverage can be mixed to make a cocktail. They need to know what are 5 ways, that your beverage can be used for health benefits, right? So on and so forth. There are so many ways for you to consistently get publicity, but many of you are not being proactive enough in your outreach. You're not letting people know that you exist. Even in doing your tasting demos, even in doing your events, they want to see already where you've been featured so that they know that they can trust your partnership, right? That they can trust your credibility on a regional, on a local, and on a national scale, right? They want to know that. They want to know where you've been seen, where you've been featured. You guys know people like to jump on bandwagon, okay? They like to jump on bandwagons. So you want to make sure that you are consistently, I cannot stress this enough. You want to make sure that you're consistently getting involved in various events and tastings. And with these tastings, make it stand out. Invite the media to attend, curate an entertaining experience, partner with a music artist, partner, with a cigar bar, partner, like be creative in what you do and how you show up. It makes a difference. It really does. It makes a difference. Okay. The 5th way, collaborations. Collaborate with other brands or businesses so that you can gain exposure to their customer base and increase your brand awareness. This could mean you're partnering with a local store. This could mean you're doing a virtual event. One of my clients, LA Spirits Awards, we had them do a virtual tasting of the brands that won in the previous year. Why? Because it was a great way to get the folks to gather together. And they were featured in Bar Business magazine. We've had clients featured in spirits business, the drinks business. You want to make sure that you are always, 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 always collaborating, that you're always connecting, that you're always sharing your story, that you are always being proactive in reaching out to journalists, proactive in making sure that they know who you are, especially in your local markets or the markets in which your bottles are in various stores. You want to make sure that you are showing up in all of these spaces. You want to make sure that you're showing up. You want to make sure that you're visible. Again, people love a champion story. How are your customers, excuse me, how are your customers and your consumers going to be able to buy from you if they don't know, if you're not in their face all the time, right? If you're not strategizing, if you don't have a publicity plan in place, if it should be every single holiday, and there are holidays year round, which means year round, you should be doing something surrounding publicity, doing something surrounding a tasting, doing something surrounding your brand and influencer partnerships and all these things that we've talked about. You want to make sure that you're being intentional about, okay, well, Father's Day is coming up. Let me get into this Father's Day gift guide. Well, I just saw, someone else be featured and their story was good, but I could have added more to that. Don't be afraid to put yourself out there. So many of you are spending time, and I get it, because sometimes you have to make sure that the processing of everything is just right, right? So you're dealing with the sales folks, you're dealing with making sure that the bottles are in the stores, you're traveling here and there and everywhere, but you need to add a publicity component to your business as you are doing these things to further spread the word and put your brand out there. Okay? You have to make sure that you are being intentional. Again, we've been talking about 5 ways for you to get publicity for your brand. It's very vital to the success and the survival of your beverage brand, okay? Of your beverage brand. And so now that you have this information, you have 2 options, okay? But before we get to these options, I want to check in with you guys. Does anyone have any questions so far? Does anyone have any questions on anything that we covered? Any questions on how you can share your story? Any questions on how you can begin to partner with influencers? Any questions on your tastings and your activations and or how you can consistently collaborate? I want to leave space for that really quickly. You guys can just type it in the chat if you have questions. All right, perfect. So now that you have this information, okay, you have 2 options. Your first option is for you to implement on your own. Now, you can choose this option, right? You can continue to get organic outreach with no proactive publicity support, right? But more than likely, you'll be in the same place next year, right? And some of you are saying, well, I'm in a good space. That's great. I'm glad that you're in a good space, but we want you to be in a great space, right? We want you to make sure that you are becoming the household name that you desire to become. If you didn't have a desire for that, you wouldn't even be in the beverage industry, right? You created your product, you created your brand because you knew that something was missing. Whatever your something is, whether it's there's no product like mine, there's no experience like mine, there's no connection and community that these other brands are producing on the market. There's nobody that looks like me that's doing quite what I'm doing, right? Whatever your something was missing is, you want to make sure that you are becoming the household name. There's no reason why you can't. There's no reason why you can't make moves as you are growing in the industry. There's no reason why you can't make moves as the known go-to authority. Okay? Y'all bear with me. Yesterday I did not have my rubber bands in. I have them in today. But you know that you're supposed to already, right, be a household name. So you can implement this on your own, right? You can implement it and figure it out on your own. You can do your Googles. You can reach out to your friend who may be great at doing what they do, but there's no dedication to making sure because directions are being pulled here, there, and everywhere with those that you've gotten to help you, right? There's no sense of urgency, right? Or option two, you can let me help you, okay? You can let me help you. So I said earlier in the call, we have 5 spots available for our sip and serve intensive. Okay. And within this intensive, we are giving you a proven approach to work with journalists and editors, pitching your brand for consideration in their publications. We're giving you a strategic plan and way that you can reach the masses. This is a solution that I know will help get your brand the recognition that you deserve so that you can create a legacy and continue to open doors for your business. We talked about how important it is for you to be the champion. We talked about, if you were on yesterday, we talked about the importance of you building and creating a legacy, right? Because ultimately, that's why we're here. That's why you're here. You want to build and create a legacy. You want your bottles and your brand to live on even after you, right? That's what you're here for. That's what you're here for. And so, again, knowing that, right? I know also that you've been sleeping on yourself. You've been putting time and effort and energy into so much. You deserve recognition. You deserve to be seen. You deserve to have a strategy that's going to consistently get you in front of your target audience over and over and over again. You deserve to have recognition when you're going into these spaces, when you're going into the tasting demos and you're talking to retailers. You deserve them to say, you know what? I saw you in the New York Times. I saw you in Forbes. I saw you in Atlanta Journal-Constitution, so on and so forth. Okay. So you deserve that. And I want to help you get there. So our sip and serve intensive, okay, it's a 1-day one-on-one session where we help you craft the perfect message and share your brand story with your target audience while becoming an expert in the media. Okay. Typically it's a one-time fee of $2,500. Okay. Now we do offer retainer services and all of that, but this is a one-time fee of 2,500. However, because you're here and my team's going to drop the link in just a second, okay? Well, they'll drop the link now. You can get this for $1,503 off. You can grab your spot for $997 when you use the code SIP and SERVE. Okay, use the code SIP and SERVE. Now I want to run through what's included in this. Okay, it's an up to 4-hour session. You get a publicity strategy breakdown with me. We personalize your PR plan. This is a done for you service. So what you have to do is show up. What I have to do is give you the strategy, give you the PR plan, and we're going to do it for a minimum of 3 month PR plan. And then we're giving you, like, we're creating for you the media pitch that you need to get the press to say yes to featuring you, yes to doing a product review. And we're also going to give you a media list of up to 20 contacts. So this is for you to go and take. It's done for you in terms of developing the story. It's done for you in terms of developing your PR plan. You have the contacts that you need in order for you to begin to do the outreach yourself. Okay. So our team should have dropped the link. Okay. Again, this is a done for you, done with you service. Up to 4 hours. We spend time on a Zoom one-on-one, just like this. Okay. And we map out, okay, where are you going in the next 3 months? Where do you see your brand in the next 3 months? Where do you want to be featured in the next 3 months? And then from there, we reverse engineer and we map every single thing out. And as I shared with those of you who were on yesterday, okay, as I shared with those of you who were on yesterday, even right now is the time. Like, if you want to get featured in print publications and holiday gift guides and things of that nature, like, do it now. Do the pitching now. They're looking for it. Like, Christmas in July, right, is a real thing because that's when they start pushing. That's when they start promoting. Again, Mother's Day right around the corner, Father's Day right around the corner. All is not lost for you to get some of these features, but you're going to have to make a decision. You're going to have to be proactive and make a decision to say yes to yourself, to getting featured, to showing up, to becoming the household name and the legacy that you want to create. Okay. Now, I want to introduce you guys to one of my clients. Her name is Samara B. Davis. She is the creator and founder of both Diversity Distilled and Black Bourbon Society. Okay. And so just like you, she worked tirelessly to make an impact in her industry, and she created Black Bourbon Society to increase awareness and diversity within the spirits industry. Her goal was to get more visibility and increase her profile as an influencer, and also to get more publicity surrounding her events. Okay. And you guys can see right there. All right. We were able to get her featured in Food and Wine. That was when we first started working together. She's now been featured in Garden and Gun. She just did a feature in Modern Luxuries, The Edition. Right. So we worked with her to develop a strategic campaign and media pitch to cut through the noise and get attention within those top tier outlets. And I just mentioned, like, the New York Times, Forbes, Cuisine Magazine, Cuisine Noir Magazine in less than 6 months. She also had an excursion to happen in Louisville, and we were able to secure local press as well as actually get the New York Times to come and cover her event. Okay. And so, she said they've had successful paid speaking engagements, developed relationships with editors of outlets. They haven't looked back since they've hired us. And so it's hands down one of the best investments that she's made. Okay. So this is what's possible. This is what's possible when you say yes to you. And you guys can see, like, she's been featured in Food and Wine again, over and over again, becoming a household name in the beverage industry. That is what I desire for you as well. That is what we're going to help you do inside of the intensive. Okay, inside of the intensive. And so I know that our team has dropped the link, but does anyone have any questions? Again, there are only 5 spots available for this offer. So again, if you want a proven approach to working with journalists, if you want a done with you, done for you, where you take the guesswork out of what you're going to say to journalists, you take the guesswork out of how you're going to contact them, where you get the list from, what that looks like for you. That's what the Sip and Serve Intensive is all about. That's why we created it for you. Because again, you have worked and you are being intentional about doing all the things. And sometimes it's just a matter of continuously being proactive, continuously getting seen, and doing things and activations and activities like the 5 ways that we talked about for you to consistently get in front of your consumer, get in front of your target audience, and become a household name. Any questions on anything? Any questions on the intensive? Any questions on what we've covered? Again, those 5 ways are very powerful. You need to be sharing your story. You need to get exclusive product reviews before your next launch. You need to make sure that you have influential partnerships, whether it's celebrity or in the industry. You need to make sure that you're doing events and tastings and that you're not just having the same tasting demonstrations over and over, but that you're making it proactive, that you're getting in front of tastemakers, that you are sharing the full experience of your brand. Like you're inviting out bloggers, like you're inviting out journalists, people that are going to cover, people that are going to help you move some traction forward. Even with those of you who are looking to get funding, looking to get investors, they're looking for you too. They're looking to see what it is that you're doing already. Okay. And then, of course, reiterating the fifth and final way is for you to collaborate and be open to collaborating, whether that's with local stores, whether that's with, cigar bars, so on and so forth. But there are so many ways for you to get seen. There are so many ways for you to get publicity. And again, the sip and serve definitely will help you to take the guesswork out of all of that. Okay. And again, the code for you to get the $1,503 off is sip and serve, all caps. Sip and serve, all caps. But again, I want to make sure that you guys are clear on these strategies because you can implement them. You can implement them. Any questions on anything? Let me just check. Hold on, did I miss? I'm just going back up and checking. Okay, so Amanda, um, let's see, are you still here? Yes, okay, I see you. So Amanda, I know that you said you wanted to touch on the experience. So did you have a question surrounding that? Let me know. You can just type it in the chat.
Oh, sure. I'll type it in the chat.
Or I'm sorry, Amber, I called you Amanda. I apologize.
You know what? I get called Amanda so frequently. I just even started answering at this point, so it's okay.
And it literally says right here, Amber. I am so sorry, Amber. My apologies.
It's okay. Do you want me to just type it in the chat?
Well, you can talk it out. It's fine.
Okay, when you said something about experience is something that really piqued my interest because we are trying to figure out how to curate those experiences. My question to you is for when we're curating those experiences, do you think that is best if it's more like an intimate setting where, it's invitation? Or do you think that we could somehow create the experience while in real time while we're at a tasting, which, could take actually seems to take a little bit more time and effort because you're pulling people in every different direction. What have you seen is better?
Yeah, so I mean, people love experiences, right? They love activations. They love, it depends. First, it depends on what's the goal, right? So I always say this. I know that, there are certain tastings for you to do the demos and things of that nature, but you want to also create tastings where it's a media experience so that you're giving them a full run of what it looks like to experience your product. So in that it could be something like a panel discussion about the beverage industry and like making your beverage and making your brand the sole focus, right? And that could be intimate. That could be intimate. It could. And then you also could do another one where it's like, okay, we're going to do something, within our core, consumer and target audience, and we're going to make it a bit bigger. So I think that it just depends on the goal. But anytime that you're launching, anytime that you have something new, I definitely would say do a tasting, invite the media out, if you want. I've seen someone pair their music with a wine, with a candle, and just doing small things to make it more of a livelier experience. Does that make sense?
Yes, no, it does. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's something that too, you guys, when we're developing out your plans, like I don't believe in taking cookie cutter approaches. And so with that, when we're working inside of the Sip and Serve Intensive, everything that we're doing is custom to where you are right now. It's custom to your brand. If you're like, Lindsay, we have a launch that's coming up in June, we're going to build everything around that launch in June. Or even if you're like, you know what, we have something coming up in September, whatever you have going on, the Sip and Serve Intensive is here ultimately to serve you. Okay, it's here to serve you because we want to make sure that what we're giving you is in direct alignment with the vision that you have and in direct alignment with how you've already been approaching things and producing them. We just want to make sure that you're able to get the buzz and the publicity surrounding it. So again, as you're navigating these different lanes, whether it's with retailers, whether you're doing tastings, whether you're figuring out, what another in-store process is going to look like, you have this visibility and this credibility to back you up along the way. So Amber, that was a really, really great question. Let me check some more because I just happened to scroll through and see any other questions. Again, it can be questions about the intensive. It can be questions about um the 5 ways that we just went through. But again, if you are like, I know that I need publicity, if you're like, I want to build and create a household name for myself or my product, you need to join me in the Sip and Serve intensive. Okay. The offer for $9.97 will not withstand. We're going to be closing that out soon. So you want to make sure that you jump in on that because it's going to go back up. It will go back up. And we can get started with your intensives um as soon as next week and possibly depending on when you get in tomorrow. Okay. So again, make sure that you are implementing these 5 publicity strategies. Make sure that you join us tomorrow for the Sip and Serve series and invite a friend to join us. Okay. Invite a friend to join us. But again, if you know that you're ready to get publicity, if you know that you need more credibility, if you know that you want to, not just get press when people reach out to you, but you want a proactive approach that you're in control of, that you're in the driver's seat for, that's why we created the Sip and Serve Intensive. Now, I know that some of you have already spoken to our team about working with us, whether it's for the Sip and Serve or the retainer. And so again, this is another option for you. If you have not had the opportunity to speak with our team, can you drop the link where they can fill out the form and book a call? And while you guys are doing that, again, I'm here. We're about to wrap up, but I want to make sure that I'm answering any questions that you may have. All right. Yes, so make sure that you book a call. It's going to lead you to filling out a form. And then once you fill out the form, you're going to be able on the next page to book some time on our calendar. Absolutely. Was this helpful for you all? Awesome, awesome, awesome. Well, again, I hope that you guys join us tomorrow. Let's go back to, so for tomorrow, we will be here again at 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and we'll be talking about why every beverage brand needs publicity right now. So again, share with a friend. Do not miss tomorrow. You guys will be getting the code in just a few sent to your emails for the intensive. If you need to book a call with us, that link will be in there as well. And I look forward to seeing you guys tomorrow. Bye, everybody.